it will be a lesson for other emerging countries, especially those in the BRICS, on what happens when you leave maybe a large group of people that are excluded from economic opportunities. So it is also, although it might not be the causal mechanism where between what we are saying and the inequality, but I think we do have some idea on where does most of the problems occur. And if you can see the extent of poverty in at the different levels, we can see that issues of deprivation has been increasing over the time. But these formal statistics do not cover only the challenges which are occurring. There are other dynamics which are invisible in the official statistics. And so, like, as I said, we are looking for sort of like causal explanations between the inequalities and various political consequences of that, such as the democracy. So here in the I'll just highlight some of the emerging results which we are getting. So we take the census data for South Africa, and we take the variables of deprivation and compare it, we do the calculations, and so that will calculate the deprivation index in each place. So this was the results, so as which areas are mostly disadvantaged. And so if we use that disadvantage as a predictor to that outcome or political outcomes, we find that if you take the turnout in elections, so the elections would be the one, the turnout or the number of people voting in each ward or electoral ward would be one of the indicators of the vibrancy of democracy in that area. And because discouraged people are unlikely to go out and vote. And we find that as you go, as the place disadvantage increases, we find that people are less likely to go to vote. And this is very significant, and over the years, because we took elections, the previous 3 elections. So in all of those, the more the disadvantaged places, they are less likely to turn out in an election. And the second theme is the sort of like the extent of violent protest which we have seen over the years. I think South Africa has been compared to other countries which are not in sort of like war and conflict. South Africa is one of the leading countries in terms of violent protest and demonstrations. And over the years, we have seen this. I'm not sure whether it's clear, but I think so. But over the years, we have seen the increase in the violent. So the darker blue here would indicate the violent protest. The other one represent the peaceful demonstrations. There's been increase in the violent protest, and what we find is that also the place disadvantaged people normally protest because of what in what we call the places that are lagging behind in comparison to the other places. And the second or the third finding is the discontent dissatisfaction with democracy. And also when we take data, large data, when we ask people how satisfied with you and use other various measurements, we find that when people experience deprivation over the years, they are less likely to support democracy, and they would prefer other forms of rule. And I would even argue that this would be associated with also the other forms of authoritarian rules, because the survey data over the years, they indicate that the support for anti-democratic values is increasing.